Hello everyone and welcome back to a new installment of TCG PokeDECKS. It's now Vileplume's turn to be featured on the channel, and instead of featuring a Vileplume lock deck where Vileplume's not really, I guess it's the focus of the deck, but it never usually gets to attack. This time around, Vileplume won't get to attack, most likely either, because as you can see, the attack cost is pretty bad. Like 4 energies for 50 damage is pretty bad, even though you get Auto Sleep and Poison. But Vileplume is here for its Allergy Panic ability, which instead of locking item cards, makes you apply weakness for each Pokemon, yours and your opponent's, as ×4. Now, props to the deck list goes to Josh Marking from Team Fish Knuckles. I definitely just took his list because it seemed pretty perfect and pretty fun to use. So we are combining this Vileplume with a variety of basic Pokemon which deal a very decent amount of damage for a single energy, but when you multiply that by 4 and you add things like Silver Bangle, or I feel like we could use some Muscle Bands here, but we're not going to use them. But if you add that 30 damage, then, for example, Zapdos, which deals 20 damage for a single lightning energy, will now be dealing 50. And so if you multiply that by 4, that's 200 damage for a single energy. Same applies to Pinsir. 30 plus 30, that's 60, times 4, that's 240 damage. You also have Stunfisk to deal 200 damage to fighting weak Pokemon. And finally Veltal to deal up to 240 damage as well. So pretty useful combination there. It's all for fun, obviously. This is not the most competitive deck, but hopefully we'll get some crazy damage going with the Vileplume and the different tech attackers. We do have 4 Prism Energy and 4 Rainbow Energy. Now Prism Energy is only available in Expanded, so this is an expanded deck. Same applies to Silver Bangle. But yeah. Pretty weird deck, pretty interesting, and Ninja Boy is also pretty nice to make sure we have the right attacker for the right situation. And let's see if we can manage to get some fun games going. Definitely don't expect too much out of this deck. Definitely won't be winning too many games, but let's see. But I have too many decks, I think, and there it is, Pokedex Vileplume. But yeah, maybe we'll get some crazy situations like we usually get. This series has led to some very fun and interesting games, as we are using a wider variety of Pokemon, and it also allows us to explore a few different formats rather than just standard. So we are up against a Grass, Lightning, Psychic type deck. Not exactly sure what it could be. Maybe we have Vileplume lock of sorts. We are going second, which isn't exactly terrible, as we will be able to get an attack off, and who knows, maybe we'll be able to get lucky, set up the Vileplume and hit for huge amounts of damage thanks to the weakness. We'll see. We don't have any fire type attacker, so Grass, we probably won't be hitting Grass for too much damage. We're mulliganing a lot despite having a ton of basic Pokemon in the deck. There's finally Zapdos and Stunfisk, but unfortunately we have no draw supporters whatsoever. So that could be a huge issue here. A turn 1 end would definitely be good. We did see Lightning type for my opponent, so that's why I'm leading Stunfisk. I don't know what kind of deck my opponent is running, but he might have some fighting type weakness somewhere in the deck. Yeah, let's see. Everyone gets 3 mulligans off of that. Off of all the turns we didn't have a basic Pokemon. And okay, so it's the CGI. So this might actually be the CGI Vileplume, Jolteon, Lugia, Shaman. Might be the CGI without the Vileplume. But the CGI is definitely the deck of choice as of late for like in every format. So there's the first start tricks, and there's a floatstone. Now let's please see an N. Please, no, that's not an N. Okay, so it's actually Espion. It's Espion, the CGI for the expanded format. So we can't hit the Lugia for weakness. We probably won't see any Vileplume here. We can't hit the Espion for weakness though, and that's a big issue. But we can't hit the Shaymin EX as well for weakness. So maybe Zapdos can pull through here for us and deal with the Lugia as long as we set up our own Vileplume. And my opponent already played the stadium, so we have that going for us. There's an N and a Sycamore discard for my opponent. So either he has another N or he has another Sycamore. Well, he has Berserker, so he can have either one. There's a Decidueye right off the bat. There's another Trainer's Mail. A Pokemon Communication. Wow. Okay, fair enough. Or Dartrix for a Rowlet, I'm guessing. But yeah, like, if we manage to find enough Lysanders, like, we have our 6 prizes right there in Lugia and in the 2 Shaymins. He does target the Zapdos. He recognizes that that's the bigger threat, I guess. We top deck a Bile Compressor, which really doesn't help us out at all. I'm gonna get rid of one Juniper just so that Versus Seeker can be a good top deck, and I'm definitely going to get rid of the Forest of Giant Plants because those are not useful cards. Everything else is almost useful. My opponent did attach an energy to the Lugia. I don't think dealing 20 damage to the CGI and a benched EV does anything for us. So I'm gonna pass, hoping to top deck, or hoping my opponent plays an N, which I doubt he will, unless like he's really running low on resources or that's his only out. There's the Espion GX. There's another Feather Arrow. There's a Psychic Energy on the Espion GX, and we're gonna see a Confusion most likely, and we see a Sycamore for my opponent. The issue here, or the really big issue here, is the fact that my opponent can Divide GX KO the Zapdos. We do have Sacred Ash, and I do think, I think we have another. I think we have another Zapdos in my deck. But this is really bad though. This is actually really bad. Okay, I'm gonna attach the Rainbow and I'm gonna try to deal some damage, I guess, through the Confusion, but nope. I actually flipped Tails, so nothing going our way. The draw or yeah, the draw or the flips, just we can't catch a break there. So there's more abilities. There's another Psybeam, and so now it all comes down to this top deck. Can we find something here? And we can't. Okay, so let's just concede. Sucks, but let's find a new game and hopefully we can do something. It's weird that we dead draw that badly. I mean, we do have Ultra Balls, we have the Computer Search, we have the Juniper, we have Cold Res, we have N, we have the Compressor, we have the Berserkers, we have the Computer Search, which I already mentioned, we have the 2 Shaymin. So, just an off day for the deck, I guess. Hopefully it picks up. And now we're up against a Dark deck, so... what's the name? Stunfisk. Stunfisk should really come in handy here. We lose the flip once again, so that's 3 flips we have lost so far. Because we went second the previous game, we also didn't flip for confusion successfully, and now we're going second once again. But as I said, since we do have the Stunfisk, and we even get a chance to like get an explosive turn 1, 2 Verse Seekers in our starting hand is terrible though. But what are you gonna do? If by some miracle... Well, Pinsir is actually not that bad of an attacker. Oh no, never mind. I deal 20 damage to one of my bench Pokemon. I thought it was my opponent's. Never mind. I was like, wow, this card is better than Stunfisk, but it actually is not. But we have 3 Ultra Balls, we have the Ninja Boy, and we have the Forest of Giant Plants. So perhaps, very big perhaps, we could potentially pull off a turn 1 KO off of Stunfisk. And yeah, we need to find a lot of cards though, like a lot of cards. We need to find a lot. We need to find the full Vileplume line and the Silver Bangle. So pulling those, like pulling that off is not gonna be easy. My opponent actually play, wow, a town map. Okay. Going European style with the town map. He has 1 Dark Prize, 1 Volatile Delinquent, which is good to know that he has prize, so we know he plays it, and we will know when he actually has it in his head. There's a Hoopa. Hoopa at max can get 2 Darkrais. But this deck is so broken with Dark Patch and Mega Turbos. 2 Mega Turbos are priced, which is obviously great for us to see, and 2 energy. But my opponent should have I mean 4 Dark Patches as well, so he's not really hurt off of that. I apologize for the frame rate drops. It seems to be pretty random on like how many frames I do get per video and stuff. Okay, so my opponent passes, and I top decked a Sacred Ash. Okay, so I'm gonna Ultra Ball first, a Versus Seeker, and then Ninja Boy. And we do have 2 Stunfisk. So stage 1 of this plan is setting up the Oddish, right? We only have 1 Shaman. So my next Ultra Ball discards the Sacred Ash, I guess. The Sacred Ash and the other Ultra Ball? Is that it? Okay, I play down the stadium. I attach an energy. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get rid of this, and I'm gonna search for the Shaman. Now, I could directly Ninja Boy, but because I just got rid of the Sacred Ash, well, my opponent actually didn't get a super explosive turn, so for him to deal 100 damage to the Stunfisk, or 90 I guess, he would need a Fighting Fury Belt, a Dark Patch, and an energy for the turn, or 2 Dark Patches and an energy for the turn. So maybe it's not that likely. Do I run any switching cards? I don't remember. I actually don't remember. Okay, my gut is telling me to just Ninja Boy, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna Ninja Boy the Pinsir into the Stunfisk, and like if I pull this off, it's going to be 100% the luckiest turn I've ever had, because I can no longer access a supporter card, and we were so close. We were only missing the Vileplume. Wow. We were actually only missing the Vileplume to pull this off. I can't believe this. Okay, we're still gonna deal a lot of damage though, and I'm gonna put the damage on the Darkrai X, because if he does find another Fighting Fury Belt or a Fighting Fury Belt. That way, if we do get the Vileplume out, we can deal 200 damage. Now, unfortunately, we did not get a single like good card off of this. We didn't get a Sycamore, we didn't get our Computer Search. We know the other Shaman is prized. So, in a best case scenario, my opponent will not KO the Stunfisk. He needs to attach 2 more energy. There's one. Does he find a second Dark Patch? I think odds are in his favor. There's a Max Elixir. So if he hits this, we are done for. Ugh. Man. And he found the Dark Patch. I mean the Fighting Fury Belt. This really sucks. Okay. Man. Why? I haven't played a single draw card over the course of 2 games. Okay, I'm gonna try and buy a turn by doing that. But I'm not gonna lie, things are not looking good here. Things are not looking good. If I had found that Vileplume, man, that would have been just absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. We were 1 card away though. 1 card away. Okay, so there's a Trainer's Mail for another Dark Patch. My opponent's prize card was actually Verse Seeker, I think. There's a Dark Patch on the Yveltal. I'm sure he has like access to Olympia or... Wow! Oh, never mind. He can retreat off of Darkrai's ability. That's my bad. Yeah. This is terrible. This is actually terrible. Wow. Man, I genuinely thought we had a chance here. 180 damage already on turn 3. How crazy is that? Turn 3, 180 damage, and he actually picks up the Delinquent. That's not nice. And we get an end. Okay, so that would have been nice the previous turn. We actually get nothing out of the end. Well, nothing too useful. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, man, this is terrible. Okay. I need to find the Stunfisk, right? I need to find the Stunfisk. And I did take away the Delinquent. And here's to hoping he doesn't have a Lysander. Even if, like, we still lose here. We 100% still lose. Because I don't even have the Sacred Ash to get back the Stunfisks. And he's down to only 2 prize cards after his turn. And he even has a Lysander. So, let's concede here. We haven't been able to deal enough damage over the course of 2 games. We haven't even been able to play a single Juniper. We haven't seen a single Juniper. But let's give it another try. 3rd time's the charm, right, guys? 3rd time's the charm, maybe, perhaps, maybe not. I don't know. Hopefully. Hopefully. Meanwhile, I'm dealing with a lot of issues with my phone company because I had issues in Australia and then they solved that, but their solution was actually like they made my plan worse and they made it like I never authorized that change of plan. So that was pretty annoying, and we are going 2nd once again and we still do not see a single Juniper. Very nice. And we're up against a Decidueye deck. Oh boy. Things are not looking pretty. Things are not looking pretty here for us. We do see Verse Seeker, so that means no Vileplume, which is good news. Water type deck book, so what water type Pokemon could my opponent be running? We find a Gloom We find the Sacred Ash. Okay, so hopefully my opponent plays down plays down a Forest of Giant Plants. There it is. So we might, I mean, we're probably going to want to attack Shamans. Oh wow, it's Decidueye Seismitoad actually. Okay, that's good to know. And that actually means we need Pinsir here. We 100% need Pinsir right away. There's a Dartrix, there's a Super Scoop Up Heads on the Shaman to draw more cards. Wow, we see a computer search. Okay, interesting. Now honestly, if my opponent decided to attack with the CDI, that would be a lot more scary. But him going for the Seismitoad is actually okay, I think. Stunfisk is weak to Seismitoad. And Seismitoad's damage output is low enough that even if he plans out the turn where Stunfisk will only be able to, like, it will get KO'd going into his turn, or he KOs it with Feather Arrow and forces me to promote something else, we should still be okay here. Now, to the CDI already is pretty scary. If he gets a third CDI into play right now, I'm going to be really upset. Because that means my Oddish gets KO'd. And that's not good. Is he really going to... Okay, no, he goes for Shaman. Does he have a Dartrix? Okay, no. So off of 3 cards, can he get a Dartrix and a Decidueye? Or is he just missing the Dartrix maybe? Please don't get a third Decidueye up. Please don't get a third Decidueye up. Okay, he plays Verse Seeker, so he's actually thinking that I have the item lock Vileplume, which is pretty funny because I don't. Now, Gloom has 80 HP, so I 100% need to find... Wow. I 100% need to find the Vileplume here, but with that Floatstone top deck, I actually have a chance here to... How much HP does Pinsir have? I actually have a chance... it has 100 HP, darn. But yeah, I actually have a chance to get a KO here. I'm gonna need a lot of luck once again, like a lot of luck. But it's possible, okay? It's definitely possible. Now I'm gonna have to discard a ton of resources here though. Why can't I draw supporter cards? Why can I not draw supporter cards? Because my Shaman is going to be super weak as well. Super weak. And there's no point in Lysandering something up, is there? Okay, I'm gonna have to bench the other Oddish in case I don't find the Vileplume. And I'm gonna Ultra Ball away the Lysander and an Energy, or the Sacred Ash. I guess the Sacred Ash is better. Yeah. And I'm gonna grab a Shaman. We do have access to 2 Shamans. We also have access to 2 Pinsirs. So if I can get a Pinsir here, or at least another Ultra Ball and a supporter card, that would be great. Oh, come on. This is so annoying. This is so freaking annoying. Come on. I want the supporter card. I want the Pinsir. I want something. Come on. That's pretty disheartening, I'm not gonna lie. That is actually pretty disheartening. I'm gonna have to use Sky Return. That's pathetic. Man, I genuinely felt like we had a chance here. I genuinely, like, I was sure we were going to get a Pinsir and then a Juniper, and we would set up the Vileplume and we would attack the Seismitoad and catch my opponent off guard, and then we could focus on KOing the Shaymins. But no, the game has other plans for us, that's for sure. And so it gave us another Gloom, 2 Stadiums, and a pretty useless energy. Man, that is so bad. That is actually so bad. Okay, so now I don't even get item cards because of Quaking Punch. And I get another energy. How annoying is that? Okay, now if I Sky Return, okay, I'm gonna concede and let's find a 4th game, but this will be the last game because this has been pretty disheartening. 3 games and I've played 1 draw supporter after using Shaman on turn 1. Like, that's not exactly fair, I would say. So hopefully we get 1 good game in. Just the one. Just want the 1 good game in. Please. Please, please, please. Please, 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 please. Ah, boy. Okay. We get an N, I guess, which is cool. I didn't pay attention to what my opponent had. Like the previous game. We're going 2nd again. What? That's 4 games in a row we are going 2nd. 4 games in a row. Okay. I'm really glad my luck in real life is nothing like my luck in the online game. Like, I'm genuinely glad. Genuinely glad. Okay. Things are not looking good though, because we actually don't have any Psychic type attackers to hit for weakness on that Mewtwo. So that's gonna be an issue. Eevee, evolutions we can deal with, except not really. Are you serious? Are you serious? You know, I've really enjoyed I have genuinely enjoyed using Vileplume decks simply because of the fact that I don't use Versus Seeker, and therefore I don't draw Versus Seeker without a draw supporter. That's generally the one reason I've enjoyed using Vileplume, like the CDI Vileplume, so much, because I don't play Versus Seeker, and therefore I actually don't draw Versus Seeker with a ton of supporter cards, or just Versus Seeker without any supporter cards. Like is the case just now. I'm sure my opponent will find the Zoroark. No, actually. Wow, so I get to attack into the Mewtwo once again. That's cool. We see another Yveltal. No energy. Just... Man, this is so bad. This is actually so bad. So bad. And it's a Umbreon GX deck too, so should have benched the other Stunfisk, I guess. Oh, we see a Muzzle Band right there. We see a Kukui, so that will ensure, of course, a KO. Not that he needed the Kukui. I'm guessing it was his only draw supporter card. And let's see. Can we top deck something? Just the one card, please. Guys, I genuinely give up. I'm not gonna play another game after it. Like, the deck just doesn't want to give me anything. Like, it just doesn't want to. And that's fair. It's fair, but I wanted to showcase some fun games. And I'm not able to do that. Now we see the Zoroark, which we can't even hit for weakness. Like, our best hope here? Wow, is Zapdos weak to lightning? Yes, I am weak to lightning. Okay, so now Zapdos is 100% getting KO'd off of that Shadow Bullet. I mean, he didn't even need the Shadow Bullet, but he gets to deal 240 damage. Or he can deal like a bajillion damage off of the Mind Jack. Yep, weakness 220. Eveltals are weak as well. If I don't top deck right here, yeah, I'm just gonna concede here, guys. Today just wasn't our day, and out of all the decks I think we've tried so far, this is probably the biggest fail. But anyways, that's gonna be it for today. Sorry about the disappointing video. I really wanted to showcase the deck, but just couldn't get the draws. Out of 4 games, I feel like 1 could have maybe been a good showcase, but we weren't lucky in that regard. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like on the video if you can, or a dislike if you didn't like our luck and how the games went. That's valid as well. And I will be seeing you guys next week, where we begin with the daily content. I'm pretty sure I finalized the schedule now to make it so it's gonna be Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of, well, Monday, Tuesday standard decks, Wednesday expanded, Thursday some roguish deck for either format, and Friday will be TCG PokeDECKS as always. Thank you guys so much, and I will be seeing you guys next week. Bye bye.